What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, what I want to break down is the 7 things I wish I knew as a beginner in wholesaling real estate, and the things that I knew now that if I could kind of sit down with somebody, and especially my younger self, and really explain 7 key things in under 30 minutes or an hour, and really break down these important things to help me become a lot more money. Like if I probably told myself these 7 things starting out as a beginner, especially when it comes to making a 7-figure wholesaling operation, I could probably get there in half the time. And these are important lessons I think every beginner should know in wholesaling real estate, and ones that maybe are not the sexiest, but they're the most practical, and they're the ones that are going to lead to the best success possible. So that's what I want to do. I'm really excited. I'm jacked up today to break down exactly how you can start doing it for wholesaling real estate success. So if you're ready to go, if you're ready to learn exactly the top 7 things I wish you knew as a beginner and how you can know these things too, make sure you guys hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. You already know we are currently live. We love doing the live streams here and helping the people out. So without further ado, let's get it going and let's break this all down. So without further ado, I want to get in these top 7. And the one thing I want to tell you is, if you're a beginner in wholesaling real estate, right, like you want to look at wholesaling real estate in 2023 and look at how the whole wholesaling real estate game works, right? The entire game works in a very particular way where if you know how to market to motivate sellers, make offers to these sellers, and find cash buyers the right way, if you can really hit those 3 things kind of on a tee, you can become successful, right? And so many people think this is a myth, right? Oh my gosh, you need a bunch of money. You need to be this king closer type person. You got a cold call to get your first deal, right? And honestly, you don't need any of these things. So let's kind of break down the concepts that you need to know, and let's break everything down, right? And so before I get into it, I do want to give you a quick bonus thing, right? And this was a bonus I don't think a lot of wholesalers know as a beginner, right? And one thing I can tell you in wholesaling real estate, especially as a beginner, so many people think, so let me go pull it up. So I got the thing here. Where's the bonus one? Here's the bonus one. All right. So let's break down the bonus one. Okay. So the bonus one clearly states here is, I didn't write the bonus one. I got the 7, but I did not write the bonus one. But all right. Here's the bonus one. All right. So bonus number 1, and I think this is a very important one for a lot of people out here knowing, and this is bonus lesson, but you do not need a cold call to get your first deal. And let's kind of shift the color on this one because I think it's looking a little weird. But let's break this down first and foremost. You do not need to cold call to get your first wholesaling real estate deal. I think so many wholesalers out here truly believe that they have to cold call to get their first deal, right? They have to go out here and cold call all these motivated sellers to get their first deal, right? Society says that I have to cold call. I see Zach cold calling getting his first deal, and that's the way I actually get my first deal. And the honest truth is, you do not need a cold call to get your first deal, right? That might be somebody's journey, or that might be your journey, but I think for a lot of people, cold calling is the most practical way, but it is not the only way, right? I think so many people, they grew up watching Kobe Bryant play basketball, right? Or they watched LeBron James play basketball. Like, you don't have to play just like Kobe or just like LeBron to be in the NBA, right? Like, you can forge your own path and you can still become an MVP while not playing like those type of guys, right? Those are just styles of playing basketball. One style might be better for you on one end and one might not be good for the other end, right? I think there's this misconception that you have to be just like this one person, right? Because if you're like 5'8", you might not be able to dunk like LeBron, right? But maybe you can have some moves like Kyrie Irving, or like have some good handles like John Morant, right? Like, you don't have to really go out here and be somebody, and you can't have to be only that person's mold, right? You can be somebody else's mold and really do well with them, right? And I think it's the first thing you got to understand, right? You can SMS text blast, you can reverse drive for dollars. Heck, my first $100,000 in wholesaling real estate came from bandit signs, right? And I think so many people think that, oh, I was this cold calling expert from the beginning. And like, no, I actually had a decent amount of deals on my belt before I actually started cold calling, right? And yes, that gave me some confidence, right? But really, I still had to go through that grind. Wholesaling real estate is still a grind. No matter what you do, no matter what you think or whatever you say, there is going to be this quote unquote grind in wholesaling. And you're always going to have to deal with that painful grind part. But if you can overcome that adversity, that's going to make you very successful in this business, right? So I just want to give everybody a quick bonus here so we can understand that you do not need to cold call to get your first wholesaling real estate deal, right? You don't need a cold call to get your 1,000th deal, right? I know people have never cold called, they got the first deal, right? Like these people do SMS text blasting, do direct mail, bandit signs. Heck, I know some PPC Facebook ad people, right? There's a lot of ways outside of wholesaling, to get your first deal that doesn't have to do with cold calling at all. And I think so many wholesalers feel like cold calling is their only option. And honestly, cold calling is just a plethora of options for you, right? And I mean, cold calling, I think a lot of people get a bad rap on it, but no, you don't need to get your first deal. I think a lot of people are scared of cold call, are scared to talk to sellers, and that is an underlying issue, but you do not need to only cold call to get your first wholesaling real estate deal. I want everybody to understand that, because it drives me crazy when people think that like that is their big must, and that's what's going to make them successful in this business. And it's not the cold calling, right? If you could talk to sellers effectively and bring out exactly what you want to say to a motivated seller, that'll lead you out to more success. But no, guys, don't act like you have to cold call to get your first deal, right? So let's talk about concept number one, right? Let's talk about lesson number one I wish I knew starting out, but this is an honest truth. Quality is going to be quantity when it comes to your marketing, talking to sellers, and leads, right? And I want you guys to think about that and really kind of sit on that for a second, right? It's more important to have high quality conversations with sellers. I honestly would rather you spend an hour with a lot of really good leads cold calling them or trying for dollars or whatever you want to do with that list or direct mail than spending, 2 or 3 hours with really bad leads, right? And I see so many wholesalers come up to me and they're like, Zach, I pulled a vacant list and I used a very low quality skip tracing. I went to Fiverr, it was 2 cents and I'm getting no results and your stuff's terrible and you don't know what you're talking about, Zach, right? I get this all the time. And it's kind of the funniest thing ever to me. I always think it's a joke when people say that to me. But honestly, if you go to freewholesaling.com and you really see the concepts that I teach about wholesaling real estate and exactly how to get your first, second, third, fourth, 10th deal, I always talk about how important it is to get very high quality skip tracing. And a lot of people, when you hear that from a guru, it's like, oh, you got to use this link to go get the high quality skip tracing. And hey, I tell everyone, hey, if you want to get the best skip tracing, ZachData.com, use batch, whatever, right? But you can also get decently high quality skip tracing for free. The only cost of it is you're going to have to use True People Search or like Fast People Search or something like that online. And it is very high quality compared to a Fiverr, right? It's still going to be higher quality than any of these Fiverr paid services, and it's free. Everyone knows you have to manually pull a type of list like this, but honestly, it's really not the end of the world. And I think a lot of people give TruePeopleSearch.com a bad rap. And honestly, I don't think you can give it a bad rap, right? It gives you free skip tracing to the people and for the people. And for that reason, I'm always riding with TruePeopleSearch.com. If you're broke, you got no money, it is going to be hands down still the best way for you to get a bunch of deals in wholesaling. But just understand that you want to focus more on getting quality conversations over quantity. And a lot of people mentally get screwed up out here when they do a lot of low quality leads and they think that cold calling for 50, 100 hours yields no result, and it's because they're terrible or they're a bad person or they suck at wholesaling. And that's usually never the case. The case always, and the truth always lies within you having quality conversations with your motivated seller. So it's good to have 500 super quality leads, trying for dollars leads, right? Guys, I'll tell you straight up, the trying for dollars leads are going to be very high quality conversations to have versus me pulling out here. I love the vacant list, but if I do a vacant list in like Houston, Texas, where a lot of people are doing it, it's going to be a lot lower quality, especially if I got bad skip tracing on there. So I want everybody to understand that quality is going to trump the quantity here. And a very important one too. And this is something that I hear a lot of people say, and I do say this a lot of times in wholesaling. I've saying this for a while, but quality plus quantity is going to be actually better than quality, right? So how do you beat a person that's doing a lot of high quality leads? You just push it with quantity, right? So my market, there are people in my market that they actually run a pretty decent wholesaling real estate business, right? they'll make 6 figures this year. And they're pulling the same government lists I always tell you guys about. They subscribe to the channel, all that great stuff, right? Here's the issue. They'll do maybe 500, leads a week on really high quality stuff, reverse transfer dollars, probates, code violations, all this, like all the stuff I talk about. But they hit a good amount. Versus you look at my company, why we're doing 7 figures, right? And 7 figures in our local market, and then we do a bunch of other in virtual wholesaling. But like, why do we crush it there? Because we do every government list, right? Like we hit every single one, where our competition is going to hit 30% of them, 40% of them, right? They'll hit 500 in a week. We'll hit like 2,000 in a week, right? And then we'll constantly follow up with that list. And because we're having the same quality conversations as our competition, but how do we whoop their butts? We just add an extra layer on top of this, which is, probably guessed it, but quantity. You add the quality and the quantity together. So we have quality and we have quantity, and it's not a zero-sum game. If you mix them together into quality and quantity, that's when the money starts popping in, right? That's the really important stuff, right? Lesson number 2, this is very important for everyone. You can't catch fish. Why did I put cash? You can't catch fish unless you're fishing. And I want people to understand this. A lot of people out here are saying, Zach, I'm going out here, I'm going fishing, and I'm not catching anything. And I'm like, okay, you didn't catch any fish out here on the boat. They said, no. I'm like, how? Tell me your fishing schedule. Well, I got up at 1 p.m. and then I went on the boat, and then I went to the fishing spot for 15 minutes, took a quick lunch break, took a nap, and then I went home. I'm like, all right, so you spent really 20, 30 minutes fishing and you're upset you didn't catch a fish? Jose over here has been fishing 4 hours and he got up at 6 a.m. and at 10 a.m. he's got all these fish because he spent 4 hours doing it, right? And I think it's always funny, but like everyone that complains to me that they're not doing deals or not finding deals, they don't spend enough time actually finding the deals, right? And a lot of people are like, oh, but I got the perfect list or I got the perfect, I don't care. You still got to fish, right? And in wholesaling real estate, we're fishing for deals, right? And you can't catch fish unless you're fishing. So if somebody comes up to me and says, Zach, how do I catch more fish? All right, well, there's 2 ways to catch more fish, right? There's 2 ways to do more wholesaling deals, right? Thing number 1, just spend more time fishing, right? So if I'm fishing 4 hours a day and I want to double the amount of fish I catch, why don't I spend 8 hours a day fishing, right? And obviously times change with the fishing, and that's an example that's kind of different for a lot of things, but like all in all, roughly, I could double my time doing it, right? Or number 2, I can double the quality of it, right? And this is the quality versus quantity debate I just said before, right? With fishing is I can get better lures, better equipment, and really it's important, but I want you guys to understand why I'm using a fishing analogy for number 2 here is with fishing, you can get the best equipment. Like you can really push quality pretty hard and be a really good fisherman. Sometimes it's not going to yield you double the results, even if you have the best stuff out here, right? And a lot of people think that like I have the most perfect script, everything. Like you can do that, and really, you can really fine detail your entire process. But like if you're only doing it for an hour a day, you're only going to be limited to what you can do, right? And it's sort of like a tool out there, right? So I could have a metal shovel and I can have my hands to dig in the sand, right? One guy digging for 30 minutes with a really nice shovel is going to do good. But if I dig with my hands for 8 hours, I'm probably going to whoop your butt. And it's going to take me a lot longer to keep digging. But if I keep having the quality of the shovel, which is my hands, times the quantity of me shoveling, which is my hands, I'm going to whoop your butt because it's a multiplier, right? It's quantity times quality. And if your quality is really bad, you can add a bunch of quantity to make it up. Or if your quantity is really low, the times you're marketing. So if I can only market 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week, my quality better be really high. The man or woman that can add quality with the quantity, so they fish a lot with the best stuff, boom, they're going to win, right? That is the secret to the marketing game in wholesaling real estate. Again, nobody talks about it. The guru don't want to talk about it, but that's the truth of it. Number 3, this is super important for everybody watching this, but you have to create a schedule and stick with it. And what do I mean by this? In wholesaling real estate, it's very important that you create a schedule and you stick to it, right? And the number 1 question I always get, guys, is how do I actually go out here and consistently get deals, right? And, I always say that quote, if you want to catch fish, just fish. Like, you can't catch fish unless you're fishing. But the second thing here is, how do I consistently do deals, right? And that's a very important one. How do I consistently catch fish? The second thing here, if I want to consistently catch fish, I got to consistently go fishing, right? And how do I get really good at showing up every single day to go to the gym or eat right or do whatever it takes for success, right? Creating a schedule has always been that thing that has given me that success, right? So if I want to find a way to become as successful as possible in wholesaling, right, I got to constantly put in the work every single day. And the best way to put in the work every single day is just creating a habit or creating a schedule, right? And so if you look at that really jacked or buff dude and you talk to him like, do you ever miss working out 4 or 5 days a week? Like, no, I never miss a workout on the days I have to work out, because that person usually has a schedule. If you look at people that are very disciplined on things, they always have a consistent schedule. And you might, oh, schedule's not my thing. Scheduling might not be your thing, but that might be the reason why you're not doing well, right? And if you can create a marketing schedule, like, hey, we're going to pull this list every single month, we're going to do this action every single month, that's going to lead you to wholesaling real estate success. The constant action and constantly going out here and marketing and marketing and marketing, it's just going to help you keep that momentum going. And once you keep that momentum going, it's going to lead you to more success, guys. Number 4, this is very important, but cash doesn't mean anything. And this is a very important statement. I think a lot of beginners out here, and especially me out here, right? You got to understand this. This is a big mindset shift, right? And this is a huge one, but you don't need cash. And this is a two-pronged thing, right? Like cash for marketing. And when you talk to a motivated seller and you're young and they're like, oh, you're young, you got no money, I don't want to talk to you. A lot of beginner wholesalers out here get so frustrated or so rattled that somebody doesn't want to deal with them because they're young and they don't think you have the cash, right? And it's just knowing how to overcome those objections and especially bringing up those examples, right? So I think of an example here. It's like, okay, someone comes up to me and says, oh, you're too young to buy my house. I always say, hey, Mr. Seller, does my age affect me buying your property if I have the money in my bank account to buy it right now, me and my partner, which is your cash buyer? The price should not matter, right? Your age should not matter, right? Like, it doesn't matter at all. And if I have the money, me and my partner, my age is not going to affect anything, right? And I always let everyone know, it's like, General Arc was 17 when she was a general for France as a woman, and that was very, very dang impressive. You look at Alexander the Great. I think he was 20 when he conquered the known world. I think it was 19 when he was general. Maybe it was 21, 22 when he conquered like Persia and like the greatest empires of all time, right? Took over Egypt as a Macedonian. Crazy stuff, but like so many young people at very young ages have just taken over life by the reins, right? And you have to have that confidence, but really, you should let people know that your age is not going to stop you, right? Marquis de Lafayette, and I always say this all the time, my American history buffs right here, right? I think he was 19 when he became a brigadier general, I think, from George Washington. He was 19 years old, and he was French. He wasn't even American, and he just came from France at 19 and like, I'm just going to be the brigadier general, and boom, helped America become what America is, right? And so you look at all these young men and women out here that did great things at such a young age. Your age shouldn't affect it, right? And you kind of look at cash, right? Your cash shouldn't affect anything either. And so if you have no money to do marketing, don't really fret over it. I see so many people get so frustrated that they got no money. It's like, I could care less if you have money starting out. I care about your attitude, your mindset, right? And I care about the amount of effort you're going to put in, right? And if you're willing to have the right mindset and the right attitude and put in the effort, that's what it is. Wholesaling real estate requires two things: money and time. And if you are willing to put at least one of those things up, it's going to help you do a lot better. And a lot of people think money is more important than time, and time equals money, right? Everyone says, oh, time is money, right? And what is the one thing you can do, right? I can always buy someone's time. And it's kind of funny always to say it, but like, I can buy others people's time, but I can't buy any time for myself. And I want people to understand that. Like, with money, I can always get money, right? Like, I could lose 50 grand and then I can kind of make 50 grand pretty easy for myself. For me, if I lose 8 hours, be very hard for me to get that 8 hours back, right? And it's almost impossible. It is impossible to get 8 hours of your life back, right? And I want you guys to understand that you can always get money back, but not time. And so if you're getting really good at wholesaling real estate, you got to put the time in. And there's no amount of money that's going to get you really good at wholesaling real estate, right? You actually got to put the time and the effort and everything in it, right? Everybody knows, anyone playing sports that knows what I understand growing up in the United States, there's always those rich kids that were playing sports with you, right? And it's always funny because like the best athletes are never those really rich, pampered kids that had the personal athletic trainers and all this. Because like money's not going to make you a really good athlete, right? It's all about the mindset, right? And there's some correlation to wealth and intelligence for just like getting into like schools, like private schools. But like when you really look at an IQ test of people that have a bunch of money versus not, the amount of money you make doesn't make you smarter or not, right? And it's something that I hope a lot of people understand is like if you want to get really good at something and really, especially in athletics or especially when it comes to math or sciences, it's like it's not how rich you were growing up, it's how smart you are, right? And you can't pay to be really good at a lot of things. You got to actually put the time and the effort in. So I just want people to understand that like cash isn't going to stop you from being successful in wholesaling, right? You got to go out here and take the action and do the work. And it's going to give you the best success and the best shot of actually becoming successful, right? Number 5, this is something I wish I knew for myself, and definitely something I would smack my 17-year-old self off just to change my mindset on things, right? This is here, number 5. You have to constantly improve yourself if you're going to be good at wholesaling real estate. And most importantly, stop caring about others. And I'm not saying to be very mean or something, but like stop caring about your competition. Stop caring about what other people think. Stop caring if your mom or aunt or whoever in your family says, don't do this wholesaling, they call it a Ponzi scheme, right? Whatever scary word they want to put in. And if anyone calls wholesaling a Ponzi scheme, that's my favorite. I'm like, explain to me what a Ponzi scheme is. And they explain it, and I look it up, and then I have them explain it to me online. And then I explain wholesaling, and they're like, put any money in? I'm like, no. I'm like, well, then it's not a Ponzi scheme. I'm like, why are you calling it a Ponzi scheme, right? It's always really funny. But you sort of look at the entire wholesaling process. If you want to get really good at this business, you have to constantly improve on yourself, improve on your skills on talking to motivated sellers, and improve on your skills on becoming a better person overall, right? And once you stop caring about what other people think about you and becoming self-conscious, especially talking to a motivated seller, and this is one lesson that's going to be a very long time to figure out, but your competition really doesn't care about you too much, right? They might care about what you do all the time, but like they don't really care if you become successful or not successful, right? Of course they want your downfall, but like they're really not going to matter in the long term, right? And if you're a motivated seller, I hope you know if like you have an accent or something, or you look funny or whatever, you might not look funny, you might think you look funny, nobody really cares. And a lot of motivated sellers just care about getting their house sold. And if you get self-confidence and authority that you can buy the property cash, for most people, that's what they care about. They could care less about the other things and the other tiny trivial things out here. It's all about talking to motivated sellers, having conversations, and giving offers. And once you stop caring and being self-conscious about yourself and just knowing that if I can actually go out here, talk to motivated sellers and become just a better human being, that's actually going to lead you to the best success possible in wholesaling real estate. So improving yourself, stop caring about what other people think, and I promise you, it will lead you to more wholesaling real estate success. Number 6, and this is a huge lesson that I tell a bunch of people, and heck, I wish I could tell more people about this because this is the honest truth, but the more leads you market to, the more times you do SMS text blasting, the more you cold call, the more drawing for dollars leads, et cetera, whatever you want to put in here. The more you market, the luckier you get on getting a wholesaling deal. And I want that to really set in and really just chill out for a lot of people watching this and really think about this from a macro perspective, okay? The more I go out here and the more I market, the better chance I am going to get a deal. And it's really for anything in life, right? So if I want to go out here and I want to go see a very rare bird wherever I live, right? It's a rare bird. I'm going to get luckier on seeing that bird if I spend more time in the woods where the birds are. So if I go from spending 2 hours a day in the woods to 8 hours a day, I'm going to have a luckier shot at doing it, right? if I want to see a shooting star, if I spend all night outside, I'm going to get luckier on seeing a shooting star if I spent the day inside a house, right? If you want to get luckier at something, just do what it takes to get X results more. And that seems like very stupid to say, but it's honestly true for anything in life, right? And it's kind of true on the opposite, right? So if I want to get unlucky about something bad happens, so if I want to have a better chance of me not being broke, if I want to be broke, if I want to increase my chance of being broke, I should probably work less and spending less time chasing my dreams. And I'll get luckier on getting broke, right? And it's the opposite. If I want to get rich, the more time I spend doing my dream or doing that business or doing that side hustle that could potentially make me millions of dollars, the luckier I'm going to get X result. So I want everyone understanding that is marketing is the lifeblood of this business. And I know talking to cash buyers is super important, still one of the most important things out here. But the more you just market yourself out, the more cash buyers you talk to too, the more lucky you're going to get on getting the best deal possible. A lot of people think a lot of people get lucky on getting deals, and luck does have a part on it, right? And sometimes it's like a poker hand, right? What's the chance you're going to get a royal flush? If I get more poker hands dealt to me, it's going to be better, right? If I play 21 blackjack, the chance of me hitting a blackjack like 21, if I play 100 hands of blackjack, I'm going to almost have a 100% chance of hitting a blackjack, right? I'm going to get luckier at that, right? And if I want to roll, I don't know, a 5 and a 5 in dice, I roll it once, I'm not going to be too lucky getting it there, right? I might get it once or twice and get lucky, but like if I roll it 100 times, I'm going to hit 10 at least once, right? My chance of luck's going to keep going. So I tell everyone, like, Zach, how do I get luckier? Keep rolling the dice, like keep rolling it. The more at bats you get, how do I get lucky at hitting a home run? Now, a lot of people know this, but like, even if you're bad at baseball, if you want to get a home run, if you just get enough at bats, even the pitchers can hit homers. Now it's a lot rare. You need a lot of at bats for it, but heck, sometimes the right pitch hits and boom, you get it. The right lead hits, and you just, even if you're not the best equipped for it, that pitch is just going to come and like be perfect, right? So why don't people understand that if you want to get luckier, you got to do the things that'll get you lucky, right? And last but not least, and this is a huge concept that I want people to understand this, and this is definitely a new mantra for me, and the mantra I want a lot of people to understand. But in wholesaling real estate, the hungrier person wins. And what I mean by this, right? I don't want to get all dog eat dog world on you, but you look at two wholesalers, and I don't like comparing wholesalers like a battle royale, but if I'm going to look at two wholesalers that are learning at freewholesaling.com and they're in the same market, let's say they're in the San Antonio market, right? I see two newbies, both 18, see guys that just graduated high school. Okay, they're both 18 guys, graduated high school, same demographic, same thing, right? Maybe they live on the same street, same internet, same money, everything. And I only have two people, right? And they're both getting their information from freewholesaling.com. What is my best determining factor if they're going to become successful or not? There's only one really determining factor for me. It's how hungry they are. What is their why? How badly do they want it? And I can always see the person that is the least hungry is more likely to give up when the going gets tough. And what do I mean by this? When I was cold calling 5 hours a day, 5 days a week for a year straight for cold calling, a complete master of cold calling, I was hungry. I had a lot to prove. I never wanted to work a bag boy job the rest of my life. I did not want to be a minimum wage person. I didn't want to work a regular corporate type job. I didn't want to be a stupid Publix manager. I didn't want to do any of these things in my life. That was not where I think my life deserved. I didn't think that was the life I was heading. I don't think that was the life I needed. And that wasn't the life that I thought I truly deserved for myself, my family, and my future. I knew I only had one shot at this thing called life, and was I really going to squander it working a regular job where people tell me what to do all stinking day? No, that was not my life. And that was not the life I knew I deserved. And I was really hungry. And I had competition all day, right? And they were not willing to cold call 5 hours a day, but I was, because I remember closing. I remember going out here on these at the job there at the grocery store. And I remember going out here and cleaning toilets and saying, this is not what I am. Like, this is not what I deserve. And this is not where my life is going to end up. Right. And I knew I had to make that change. And I imagined myself quitting and going back to that. And I'm like, I can never do that. I can't. Right. And then you start thinking to yourself, it's like, well, if I don't cold call, I'm going to get less lucky on getting a deal. And then that's going to leave me more likely to go have that job I hated so much. So you think about that, and you just constantly think about that in your head. And like, I got so hungry to become as successful as possible. I got so hungry to actually go out here and keep calling, because I knew every call I did got me closer to getting that deal. And then you look at someone else in my competition that just wanted to make an extra 15K, just why not, right? I love my job or whatever, that just weren't as hungry. You ain't going to win. And you sort of look at this, and I don't want to use a gruesome example, so this is all theoretical, but if you got two lines and one line is full, like they're full, right? They already ate something in the day, and then you have another line, and that line has eaten 4 days, starving, it's hungry. And you got, let's say, 50 pounds of meat right there, right? And those lines had to battle it out, and whoever won that would get that meat. Who are you going to bet? What line do you think is going to win? The same type of line, right? What line do you think is going to push their body to the limit to get that meat to survive? The person that, if they don't win this, they could not live, or the one that they don't win this, whatever, right? Who's going to win that, right? And skill set's even, right? Because obviously skill set can be a big factor, right? So hunger is a different thing, right? If I'm not hungrier for things, but I can whoop anyone's skill set in my market for cold calling, I'm still going to win. But if you have an even skill set as a beginner, who's going to win? It's the hungry lion, right? I'm never scared. Like, I see alligators all the time. I do a lot of hiking. I love hiking, right? Some marshland, swamps, things like that. Florida boy stuff. I'm never afraid of an alligator that's full. It's always the hungry alligators you got to be scared of, right? If I'm on a beach, it's the hungry shark. It's not the shark that's full. It's the hungry shark. And if you know the secret why sharks are so ferocious is great white sharks. Great white sharks actually have a thing in their bodies where they're always hungry. They actually don't know what it's like to be full. They have a thing in their mind where they're always hungry. Never not hungry, which makes them always aggressive, always ready to attack, and always ready to eat something. Always hungry. Never not hungry. And that's very scary. Fun fact about sharks, I think sharks or great white sharks are immune to cancer, which is kind of cool. And they always try to study sharks, but that's shark facts for the day for Zach. But the truth is, the hungry person always wins. And I get a lot of people coming at me and saying, Zach, should I quit wholesaling? I don't know what to do. And I'm like, hey, maybe you're not hungry enough. Maybe you should quit. Maybe you should go back to that job, and maybe you should hit that point where your boss yells at you for the 500th time, and then you're sick of it, and then you're finally coming out here and willing to actually do the work when the going gets tough. Maybe you should struggle more. And it's a very gruesome conversation to have. But if you're feeling like you want to quit wholesaling, maybe you should quit. Maybe you need to struggle a lot more in your life. Maybe you got to eat some top ramen for a month straight before you say, I got to make a change in my life. This is not what I deserve to be. Maybe you have to be at that. For a lot of people, you don't have to be at rock bottom, or you don't have to be at a really tough point in your life to actually get hungry, right? I know a lot of people, some of the hungriest people in the world, that just want to make just a change in their life. But you look back at that example, right? You got two lines going at it. The one's hungry, one's not. Who's going to win? It's the hungrier one. I got two wholesalers, both 18 years old. One wants to take care of their mom that maybe can't financially take care of themselves, and one that's their mom's taken care of and they're kind of financially taken care of. The hungrier wholesaler is going to win. The person that wants it more is going to win. The person that has that why a lot more is going to win. And once you start thinking about that for yourself, that's when things start changing. And it's not because you're hungry it's going to make you a champion, but because of that hunger is going to drive discipline, consistently, and the will to never, ever, ever give up. And once you never give up and you never surrender and you have that calloused mind to constantly go out here and live the life of your dreams, the life you deserve and the life you need, that's when you become successful. So guys, those are my top 7 things I wish I knew as a beginner that hopefully you know now. Hopefully that helped you learn a little more about wholesaling real estate, a little more my mindset when it comes to being a beginner and what they should know. I promise if I knew a lot of this stuff, it would help me a lot, right? And I think the biggest lesson I think I can learn is stop caring what other people thought, and that helped my mindset, my confidence a lot. The more leads I market to, the better. And then, the schedule and sticking to it. I did not have a decent schedule starting. I mean, I had a schedule every Saturday, but like it wasn't as good as it should have been starting out. So believe me on that one. So that's it, guys. That's kind of the deal today. So what I want to do is talk to some people one-on-one, get some conversations with y'all. I'm going to pin the StreamYard link on the top for you guys out here so you guys can join and talk to me here. So we are live. So what I'm going to do is find that StreamYard link. I'm going to put that on the top. Pin that up. All right, it's all good and pinned. So let's have some combos. So let's talk. Amanda.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What is up? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are y'all doing?
I'm good. What's up? How can I help you out?
Well, first of all, it's like a total honor to be able to speak with you tonight. I've been kind of struggling lately. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm getting a little discouraged. I know I shouldn't, but I am.
All right. Tell me your story. What's going on?
That's a long story, but I'll go with the short version. So basically, in my area, I wanted to start in my backyard. Unfortunately, in my backyard, or maybe fortunately, I'm not really sure which, but there's literally, I mean, everywhere you turn, there's wholesalers. Everywhere. I mean, you see bandit signs, you see postcards being sent out, text message blasting. Literally, I'm getting discouraged because it seems like there's no way to get ahead of these guys. I'm in York, Pennsylvania.
York, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
And you're complaining about your market to me?
No, I'm just worried about these other guys because a lot of them are friends of mine and they've been mentoring me. But then it's like, I kind of tell them like, hey, I found this property and, this owner really wants to work with me, so on and so forth. And then I guess I make the mistake of giving them the address. And then 3 days later, it's, oh, well, I went with, so-and-so. And I'm like, okay, well, hey, I thank you for your time and best of luck to you. And then I'm like, man, I think I just gave them that lead.
Why did you give someone your lead?
Because I thought they were trying to help me. I'm a very trusting person.
I never told anyone to do that.
No, of course not.
You're being mentored from people in your own local market that actually doesn't want to tell you what it actually takes to become successful and what actually works. Because if you become successful, then it takes money from them. If you get mentored from people locally, that is the problem.
I'm starting to see that.
You got to understand that. Like it's kind of, I've never told anyone to be mentored locally. Like it's the stupidest thing ever.
I mean, like, I don't mean mentoring as in like I'm paying them, because I'm not. They're just reaching out. I'm like, hey, would you like some help?
Information.
Yeah.
Information.
So I'm getting kind of discouraged. What do you do when there's
terrible information?
Yeah, pretty much.
And they're probably gurus. Like I'll tell you, York, Pennsylvania.
They are. They're everywhere.
Know about gurus, Amanda. So I'm not even gonna get down that rabbit hole. Okay, so let's talk about York, Pennsylvania. It's an amazing market. You're being discouraged. So you already know, I make a lot of money in my local market. The average deal I get, that's $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. We send postcards out.
Okay.
We have to deal with people that get 10 postcards a week. Do you think if I thought I was in a saturated market, I would give up? I don't care. I could care less, right? And it's all about going out here and marketing the right way. So if you're doing what people in your own market are telling you to do, they're going to throw you for a loop. I've seen it firsthand with mentors in my own local market. They tell people and they tell kids to do stuff that absolutely sucks because they know for a fact that it would not deal with their own market, right? And I know people that do direct mail that tell someone to drive for dollars because they don't drive for dollars, so that's fine. You don't deal with me. Oh, don't do driving for dollars. Driving for dollars is terrible in this market, right? They'll say because they're making a lot of money driving for dollars. You got to stop listening to them. So let's really audit your business, okay? And I'm going to get really real with you here.
That's all right.
I'm telling you what's going to actually help you. I'm going to tell you what you want, what you need to know, not what you want to know. So let's break this down.
Absolutely.
You're in York, Pennsylvania. What has your marketing been for the past 7 days?
Past 7 days, I have done the following just because I'm trying to figure out what works for me. Like I saw Rick had said the other day, find what works for you. So day one, I did drive for dollars for 8 hours.
How many
I
leads?
found 500.
Not bad.
Day two, I did, I downloaded PropStream and I subscribed to that because I saw that on your website and was listening to you talk about it and advertise it and stuff. It seemed really good. So I tried that as well. I'm still on there. Every morning I get up about 5:45, 6 a.m. I'll sit on the computer and look for elderly, I'll look for vacant, and I'll look for foreclosures. That's what I've been doing the last 6 days. I called, let me think, yesterday and Friday total, I called 300 people out of a total of 800 leads. I got a lot of answering machines, no calls back, which, I kind of figured the weekend came, so I was hoping.
Blind here.
Good.
All right. Were you calling the drawing for dollars leads or those PropStream leads?
Both.
Okay. So we got to separate that first.
Okay.
So, well, let's talk about drawing for dollars leads. How are you skip tracing it?
TruePeopleSearch.com, and if I can't find it, I use public records from the court.
Are you doing it in reverse drawing for dollars?
No.
Why not?
I can't answer that because I don't have a reason.
If you're complaining about competition, your competition is not reverse drawing for dollars. I promise. Some people watching this probably is in York, but York's decently sized, right? I can probably bet that you're very rarely, you might be 5 people at most. But I bet for most of your leads, they're not reverse drawing for dollars. So let's add that. How long have you been following me?
Oh my gosh. I actually found out about wholesaling about 3-4 months ago, I think it was. I started following you personally 3 months ago because I started with another person. I'm not going to name names, but I just felt a little more connected with you because you seemed a lot more real as opposed to out for money. So I started following you instead of him.
Cool. How many times in 3 months have I said the word reverse drawing for dollars?
Too many to count.
Too many to count, right? So if I'm screaming about it, you should probably, because you're just already doing it, just add that in. Because the first word I heard from you was competition. If that is your biggest concern, to get results that others don't, you have to do what others won't. And what won't your competition do? They won't get out of that car for the extra 10 seconds and put that sticky note out there. They won't. So
no, they don't have to.
What?
They don't have to. They're all so well known around here. It's ridiculous.
People think they're so famous. I promise you they're not. Okay? I promise you. Everyone thinks they're hot stuff. They're not, okay? Unless your name ain't Brad Pitt or Beyonce, no one's really going to know you, okay?
I am way too old for Brad Pitt and Beyonce. I love it.
No, I hope you know that. Like, they're not famous. I promise you that, okay? Like, they're not going to know who you are. And so don't see, you have this in your mindset, this person's a celebrity, okay? Outside of TV ads, not a lot of people are watching TV either. You're really not, that person's not going to be very well known. I promise you this, okay? Even your local news anchor, if they knock on someone's door, it's going to be very rare, unless they're a really older person, that they're going to know exactly who that person is. Unless they watch the news every single day. So that's one thing you have in your mind right now, okay? So let's kind of throw that trash in the garbage, okay?
Okay.
A lot of gurus think they're hot stuff too. It's hilarious. But all right. So it's not that they don't have to. Do you think that people think, oh, I know, better call Saul, better call this guy to someone else? That ain't the thing, okay? The most popular person in real estate is going to be that realtor, not the wholesaling cash buyer guy. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is to do what others won't, you have to do, to get results others don't, you have to do what others won't. So reverse drive for dollars, you've heard it a million times, go out here and do it. It will whoop anyone's direct mail out the water. And that's one thing you mentioned, right?
Right.
So if you don't have money if you're already drawing for dollars, when we add in direct mail, which is the sticky notes, and they're absolutely for free pretty much. So That's step number one. You've heard me say it. Now you're hearing me tell you to do it. So
I have, and I actually went out and bought a bunch of sticky notes because I was like, I'm going to do this. And then I don't know why I froze. I didn't get out of the car, and I was like, what if they're home? But it'd be good if they're home because then I can talk to them. But wait, I don't have a contract with me. What if they want to sign? And all this stuff just flooded my brain, and I was like, nope, get back in the car. That's a good address. We'll write that down.
that's great. So that means Ibrahim right here, he probably did that though. He probably said, you know what, they might not say, but you know what, I want it bad enough. I want it more than Amanda. And he probably put the sticky note out and got the deal, right? Thomas too, right? I don't know if these people did or not, but I could tell you is number 7, like I said before, the hungry person wins. Whoever needs that deal more desperately will put out the sticky note. Their fear of not getting that deal is going to be greater than what if someone's there, right?
Right.
And hey, you're actually improving because you're hopping on here and you're talking to me, right? So let's break down those little objections you got. Okay. So objection number 1, tell me what's going through your head, reverse triangle for dollars, why you didn't want to get out of that car. Like you broke down like 4 things. Let's kind of name them out right now. For one, they're home.
Honestly,
right? What if they're home? Oh my God. End of the world, right? This is pretty simple. If someone's home, says, who are you? What are you doing? Hey, I work
Hi,
for
Amanda. Do you want to buy my house?
No. Hey, I work for a real estate company and they want me to put these around. It's for my partner. He told me to get this area. He's looking to buy some properties cash. Put them on. Who's your partner? Name your cash buyer, right? He told me to come out here and put these sticky notes out in this area. He's looking to buy 3 or 4 more houses cash. Oh, we're not looking to sell. Okay, no problem. Are you looking to buy my house? Well, it's going to be me and my partner. My partner's got the money. I can help him out find the properties.
Okay.
Are you looking to sell? Yes. Okay, great. Well, I got to talk to my partner. I don't even know if this house is going to be the right fit or not. So let me get some information from you and then we can go back from there. It's
okay.
Amanda, I think you're smart enough to know this. If somebody says, come to my house and you've never met them or talked to them, I'm not going in their house.
True.
So I ain't signing a contract there, okay? Right?
True.
No, okay? So I think that's very important, number 1. So I think the things you have stuck in your head, they're easily overcomable, right? They're just obstacles. You just got to know how to hurdle them, right? And so is there anything else on that with the reverse triangle for dollars you were too worried to go out here and do it?
Honestly, no. It's a matter of just having the confidence for them to actually give me that call so I can get that deal, I think is the biggest issue.
They're designed to get the calls back. Hey, this is Amanda. A quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. Phone number. You'll get the calls back.
I look at it like this. Like if I were a seller, what would I expect to hear that would actually make me interested? And everything that I run through my head sounds like spam.
All right, Amanda. Do you live in a house or an apartment with a front door?
Yep.
If somebody put on your front door, hey, this is Jeffrey. I had a quick question. Please call me. Are you going to call that number?
Honestly, no.
You would not.
Not in this area, no.
So if somebody's stuck, okay, well, I think that's why your mindset's the issue because we have statistically a 40%. Most people in the chat will let you know. If somebody puts a sticky note on your door that says, hey, this is somebody, please give me a call back. Most of them don't think the worst, right? They think, oh, that might be a neighbor. It might be my kid's friend. It might be someone else. Like, it might be anyone. Okay. Most people's human curiosity will give them a call back. You think no one's going to call that back. So I say you put 100 out and go do it, right? And heck, you prove me wrong. You be the first person in history on this channel to put 100 out and get no calls back. I'll be shocked.
I'll be very disappointed.
Well, I'll give you a public apology and say, hey, reverse triangle for dollars actually sucks and you guys should never do it ever again.
I wouldn't even ask for that.
And you get calls back, then you don't have to come back and say it worked, right? It's a very easy bet for me. It's like me rolling a dice, 1 pair of dice, and hitting a 6 after rolling it 100 times. I think I'm going to hit 6 once, okay? And pretty easy for me. So what I can tell you is because you won't answer to regular marketing, that's just you. Look at most human beings. All right, so this is one thing. This is a problem I think most people have. It's like, oh, I can't care. If somebody's hurt, do you think you'll get up and help them out?
Absolutely.
Well, there's people out here that says I wouldn't help anyone. That's not my problem. And then you think no one's to help anyone else out because that's how you deal with the situation. Most people would like to help someone out. So usually when people get sticky notes in the door, they answer it back. So
Okay.
direct
Another
mail has
question.
a 2% response rate.
What makes me different than anyone else out here doing it is the other question I have. What makes you stand out once, if you are not on the phone with them yet? Because obviously once I'm on the phone or in person, I'm going to stand out. I mean, I have a long story, a long history of things that most people would never even imagine going through. So the rapport I can build without a problem. But it's like, what makes me stand out for them to say, okay, well, what do you have to offer?
I mean, standing out is just 90% of standing out is just getting to the front door, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
actually getting there. Your personality is going to make you stick out, right? You got to get in front of people that want to sell their house, though. That's
Right.
pretty much it. If someone wants to sell their house, they'll tell you. They're not going to hold it back from you. And then it's up to your personality and your rapport to close the deal. That's pretty much it. I think a lot of people think that, like, if it's Amanda versus Guru and they both want to buy your house, you're probably going to whoop the guru's butt. Number one is because you're not actually talking to the guru. You're talking to the guru's acquisitions agent, right?
Yeah.
And then you probably have a better personality than the acquisitions agent. You might not beat the guru out because they might have been doing it 15 years, but you're probably going to beat the acquisitions agent out because you care more.
Yeah.
Because the acquisitions agent cares about it only as a job. And so you automatically win by that. And that's how I beat everyone.
Granted, yeah, I want to make money. That's great. But my main mission is honestly to help people get out of foreclosure, pre-foreclosure. I mean, the people that are inheriting homes that they have no clue what to do with them. It's like, I really want to help and give them an out.
Then do it.
The money's kind of a bonus, I'm not going to lie, but that's not the main reason I'm doing it.
That's cute. I do it. I did it for money starting out, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I think 90% of the money starting out, right? And then it's kind of what the money gives you, right? So, I mean, I did it for what the money gave me, but I want you to understand that, first of all, the drawing for dollars, did you call all 500 out? Or how many conversations on the drawing for dollars did you get?
I only got 50. A lot of them weren't home, so left messages, and some of them didn't have a way to leave a message. So I did a text message. I found them wirelessly on True People Search.
Mm-hmm.
So I would send them a text. Some answered, they were delivered because I have an Android. I also have an iPhone, so I can see it. So I kind of used both phones. Some answered, some didn't. Some told just blatantly no, not interested. So, I mean, hit and miss. You said you know every 250 roughly you should get at least one contract. So kind of what I'm going off of. But you said guaranteed 1,000.
How many calls should get a contract?
I believe you said 250 normally, but 1,000 is what you want to get.
Yeah. So let's do the math here. For those 50 drawing for dollars leads, how long did it take you to skip trace it and call them?
To skip trace and call them, I was doing it for about 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. So
yeah, so it wasn't long.
90 minutes, right? 90 minutes for 50 leads.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 1.8 minutes per lead to skip trace and call, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that lets you how many conversations? Hellos.
Hellos, maybe 5.
5. Okay, so you spent 90 minutes. Let's do the math here. You spent 90 minutes for 5 hellos. So that means you spent 18 minutes per hello,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you spent, so if we have 60 seconds, let's say you took 45 seconds to do a sticky note on 500. That's 225 minutes, or about, let's call it 3.75 hours. Let's call it 4 hours because you have conversations. If I have 500 and I get a 30% response rate, which on average is 40, that's 150 hellos in 4 hours, right? Which is pretty dang impressive.
Yeah, that's way better.
30 on 500, 150 hellos on 4 hours. So 4 hours for 150. That's an insane amount, right? So if, wait, Oh, shoot. 240.
I have to say mathematically, that's a lot better.
That's a lot better, right? That's about, I think 4 minutes for a hello, which is pretty good. So you do the math here, reverse trying for dollars. It's, first of all, you get more people calling you, which is great.
Yeah.
Number two, you don't have to worry about skip tracing. And number three is you don't have to cold call. So like, I'm just trying to do the math here. That
Like a triple
extra
win.
time to get out of the car, you talk to more people, you do less work, and you do more deals. I'm just telling you, it's like reverse try for dollars.
No brainer.
And let me tell you one last thing. You know pre-foreclosures?
Mm-hmm.
Who told you to cold call a pre-foreclosure list?
I actually saw it on a different person's video. He was
Was it
explaining
me?
prop stream.
Was it
No,
me?
it was a different gentleman.
Does that person show HUDs?
No.
No? Okay, that's sweet. I tell nobody to cold call a pre-foreclosure list because anyone in the comments can back me up on this. Cold calling a pre-foreclosure lead sucks. It is one of the worst cold calling lists ever. Nobody who actually runs a legit business, even the gurus, will back me up on this. That actually legit ones. You don't cold call a pre-foreclosure list because a pre-foreclosure, they are back on credit cards. They're back on their mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
They're back on. They get like 20 to 30 phone calls a day. It's ridiculous. Because then you get a list on being behind debt. You get realtors. You get all these people cold calling. It is extremely saturated. So if you're one of the 30 people that call, if they answer, they're going to be in a terrible mood, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to do well. They don't answer the phone, but they answer text and they'll answer a reverse drive for dollars. So if you reverse drive for dollars a pre-foreclosure, that's going to actually give a lot better.
Okay.
The average person that gets a pre-foreclosure list, they either get direct mail or text.
Okay.
Most gurus don't cold call them. And a lot of beginners like cold calling them, but it's a terrible list to cold call. You got a broke guru who probably told you to do it. And if you're going to do what the good things guru says, you're going to get guru results. And gurus are broke. So broke gurus equal broke results. So if you want to stay broke, listen to a guru.
True
Don't cold call the
story.
pre-foreclosure. I did that mistake starting out.
I don't even know what to say. I'm taking in all the information. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, I've said this a million times. Do not cold call a pre-foreclosure list because it is just painful.
Yeah,
Like, just
it was
touching
a
your hand
text
on the
message
stove.
to one, and he was just blatantly like, no.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, what did I say wrong? And I read over it and over and over, and I was like, well, I mean, pre-foreclosure, that's a lot of debt, so I probably wouldn't want to talk to anybody either. I'd probably be pretty mad right now.
You don't talk. Yeah. Wait, did you mention the pre-foreclosure to them or did they?
No. I just asked, I said, hi, my name's Amanda, and I'm a new investor in the area. My partner and I are looking for homes to
Amanda, why are you saying
possibly
the I word?
purchase. Don't say the I word ever.
So, all right. Amanda, you got to go through freewholesaling.com. I think you were brainwashed from these broke gurus. Don't do any deals. Like, I hate to say this, but like, if you listen to people that make no money all day, you will end up like them. If you listen to a lot of rich people on what they do, you'll start ending up being like them, right? This is the same thing with positive and negative people. If you hang out with friends that are really positive and nice and joyful and sweet, you're going to end up being more like them. If you hang out with people that are very gloomy, depressive, angry, and mean, you can probably end up more like them.
Vibrations.
Yeah. So if you hang out with broke gurus on the internet, you're going to end up like them. And what I can tell you is I have found always if I use the I word or the C word, I'm going to lose out. And so if I say I'm an investor, it's a bad connotation in your mind. My team always says, hey, we're cash buyers. We're looking to buy your property cash. Me and my partner are looking to buy your property cash. Little word difference, but it means everything.
Okay.
It's kind of like this again. When I'm talking to a motivated seller, you know what's the one thing that'll help you lose a deal out when you talk to a motivated seller? Hey, let's write up a contract. That would trigger so much PTSD from people, from used car salesmen. Oh my gosh, it's stressful. Amanda, I can't sell right now to you. You lose the deal. That happens a lot. The average guru, that happens all the time. If you say something along the lines like, hey, what we have here is an agreement just for me to go buy the property. Is that okay? that won't trigger any stress from them and they'll sign with you, right? These are the
Okay.
really tiny things that add up so well. And this is
Perfect.
how you whoop your competition. So you ask how you stand out. You got to do things the right way. And this is the
Right.
stuff I teach everyone, right? So yeah.
Tomorrow I'm going to do 100. I'm going to
You're gonna
let
do
you
what?
know. I'm going to do 100 reverse drive for dollars. I'm going to let you know by
All right.
Friday.
Do you know what the postcard's going to say?
Hey, my name's
Yep.
Hey or hi, my name's Amanda. Just wondering if you could give me a call back and then my phone number. Had a quick question.
Okay, that's not bad. Just make sure you mention that you had a quick question and then just call me back. Don't put anything else in it. You want to get as
Okay.
much call backs as possible. We want to be at
And
30
that
to 40.
spikes curiosity.
It spikes curiosity. I'm actually shocked if someone puts someone in your front door saying, "Hey, Amanda, this is Zach. I had a quick question." Like, why does this person know my name?
That's
Most
why I wouldn't
people,
call. That would creep me out.
for most people, they'll call that because they want to know what's up.
Well, I live in the middle of nowhere, so that's why it would kind of be like a little weird for me. Like, what? How do they know my name? That's super creepy.
So yeah, think of people that live in an actual neighborhood, right? Most people are
Mm-hmm.
generally on a positive side when it comes to that kind of stuff. So just understand that like you just got to start doing things. I'll go to freewholesaling.com and just go through that, purge the guru-ness from your brain, and start getting the right scripts. And the last part I want to break down here is, what is your cold calling script?
Honestly, I pretty much said it to you already. It was what I said in the text, and you said it was probably the I word.
What's the cold calling script though? You said that's text. What's the calling script?
I guess it would be, do I already know that they're trying to sell a house, or is it me just collecting
You did
addresses?
the calls, not me. What did you say?
So if I were just driving around and I saw the address and went home and skip traced it, I would basically say, "Hi, is this Mr. Smith?" And then they'd say yes. I'd be like, "Hi, my name's Amanda. I'm an investor in the area. I was just curious as to whether or not you'd be interested in selling your home. I buy cash, close in less than 30 days. Are you interested?"
And most of them said no, right? All of them said no, right?
Yep.
Okay. So let me tell you the difference. So you just need to go to freewholesaling.com. All right, we're going to stop even the pre-foreclosures because you have guru scripts, and with guru scripts are going to equal guru results. It's just terrible.
Right.
Okay, you are literally walking 10 miles to the grocery store when you could just ride a bike. Just so much
Right.
easier. Okay, you're causing pain to yourself. You're walking on the road without shoes at 1 o'clock in the hot sun when you could just be wearing shoes. You're just causing pain. I don't know why you like the pain, but we're just gonna make your life a lot easier. Okay, it's like you deciding to sleep on the floor versus sleeping on a bed. It's like just go on the bed and sleep on the bed, right? The script that I use, you're triggering so much emotion. So I want you to understand about cold calling because I want everyone to listen to me here. This is why I tell everyone to use my script. My script works. So how do you stand up on your competition? Most of your competition uses that because you probably listen to it from a guru on YouTube, and then you're getting guru YouTube results. Most people listen to gurus on YouTube. They don't listen to me. And because they listen only on gurus on YouTube, that means if you have 100 people calling a list, they're all going to say that same thing.
Right.
You got to be different.
Exactly.
My script is really simple. You have to understand most sellers on the phone, kind of like you, they want to get off that phone as soon as possible. Ew, you're creepy. I don't want to talk to you, right? Am I right?
Right.
That's the truth, right? So we're going to have to do something that gets people not as defensive. You got to punch them in the mouth with your words. And so if I go call you and say, "Hey, this is Zach with Zach Home Solutions. Are you looking to sell your house? I'm an investor." You just, "Hey, get off the phone. I want to talk to you," right?
Yeah.
Now, if I call and say, "Hey, is this Amanda?" Yes. Are you the owner of 123 Main Avenue? You're probably going to say, "Yeah." And now you're going to be like, "Wait, why does this person know where I live? This is kind of weird. What's going on?" And now you're kind of like,
Yeah.
now you're not, no, get off the phone, creep. You're kind of curious now, right?
Right.
Most people, if you say anything, they're just going to want to get off the phone. "Hey, I was just seeing if you were looking to sell the property." That's it. There's no stress on this. There's no salesmanship on it. Just, "Hey, you're looking to sell it. Me and my partner are looking to buy some properties cash." Really chill. non-threatening. It's a little different, right?
Sweet and simple.
It's sweet and simple. And I just want you to understand that that's the type of script that wins out in this business, because you care more about the people with the script like that, and that's what you got to understand. So just letting you know, just get the guru-ness out of your brain and purge it out. Go to freewholesaling.com and start using the right scripts, and you'll be good.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you giving the support. I just want you to understand that if you pick and choose the information to get, you're going to go all over the board.
Absolutely. I did for the first month, and then I found
So-
you and I was like, oh, I like him. Okay, we're just going to watch him.
I just want you to understand. So if I listen to a French guy, a French chef, and then an Italian woman, and then a Moroccan chef, and then a Canadian person, and then I listen to somebody from Asia on how to prepare a chicken, how to cook chicken, it's going to be thrown all over the board, right? It's going to be so weird because everyone's
probably going to taste
chicken a
horrible.
different way, right? And so you're going to have this weird like mess of a thing. And
Absolutely.
So just letting you know, like you're kind of using spices and hoping it's going to work out. You listen to one thing and the person that does it the right way, and it'll be a lot better.
I appreciate it.
All right. Keep it up, Amanda.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Boom! I'm telling you guys, I see this happening all the time. And sometimes I say it jokingly, and some people know I'm kind of joking sometimes when I make fun of gurus because I just think it's funny. Because this isn't a joke, but I do believe most gurus are broke. But like I make the guru jokes, make all this, but like I generally hope you guys understand most gurus are broke. And if you listen to broke gurus, you are going to get broke guru results. So if you want to stay broke, listen to broke gurus. If you want to get rich, listen to someone wholesaling that is rich. And I make over 7 figures every single year in my wholesaling business. I show you the HUDs. I show you the proof. Guys, I
don't know. I don't know if you saw my comment in the chat earlier, but it's kind of similar to wholesaling, but I recently got into so I actually got a deal locked up. It was too high. But then a wholesaler in my market, he has a team. I don't know if he's a guru or not, but he didn't make me pay for anything. He just invited me onto his team. I thought it would be a good situation for me, but I kind of don't like how they're kind of operating, if that makes sense. I mean, and he only wants to pay me 10% of the actual deal. He's like, you make $10,000 deal, I'll pay you 10%.
Wait, somebody wants to give you 10% of the deal for
what?
It's
just to be their acquisitions people, basically.
Okay, so you're asking me if you want to go work for somebody else or not?
No. So what I'm saying is, do you think it'd be good to learn from a local wholesaler, or should I just stick it through? Because I have a great link. Sorry?
Put in the private chat their name.
Give me 1 second. Oh my God, I can't spell. Let me see how to. Give me 1 second. I can't spell his name. It's a confusing last.
It's okay. What city?
El Paso.
El Paso, Texas. Okay.
Here you go.
I mean, generally, dude, I'm just going to tell you straight up still, thinking about this, it's probably never a good idea to go work for another person, especially when you're trying to be an entrepreneur. So it's honestly up to you, man. Why do you want to work for somebody?
Well, so he does a lot of things. He does sub-twos, he does flips, he does, well, that's what he says. I'm not sure if I believe him or not, but after looking into him, it sounds like he does. He does seller financing, he does wholesaling, so I thought, possibly being along the side of him, it'll, probably benefit me. But right now I'm just trying to learn wholesaling. So I don't know if, possibly being with him will 10x the return of just learning with him by, being alongside of him, or should I just do my own thing?
Is your intentions to learn from him and then burn him and then go work in his own market?
I guess so, kind of like that, but not necessarily.
So you're telling me you have no intentions. You want to work with him the rest of your life, and you have no intentions of working in that market or using anything you learned to be his competition?
Well, yeah, I definitely like that.
You do. if you're telling me that, I'd probably not a good idea then. So that's generally what I think. I think if you go to a job, going into a job, which you are working a regular 9-to-5 job, so pretty much at that point, you're working a sales job with the sole intention to suck all the information out and then try to beat that company down to the ground with the information you suck dry. I don't think it's a good situation starting out. Now, I think it's kind of stupid for someone to hire you like that. It's up to you. In my opinion, I am not wired like that, but hey, do whatever you want.
So, okay, yeah, because I was actually like, after thinking about it, I was thinking the exact same thing. You know, I was like, I want to build a relationship. I don't want to, like, he seems like a really cool guy. And I have their bandit signs because he wanted me to put out the bandit signs. Should I just go give him back and say, hey, man, I don't want to work with you, kind of?
Do whatever you want, man. It's up to you, dude. Like, you're asking an entrepreneur if I should work a job or not.
That's true.
I'm giving you my thoughts.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying, I don't think you're going to learn these crazy skills that are going to make you so much better or worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what
that's
you
just
mean.
what I think.
All right. Well, yeah, that's kind of all I had, Zach. And then I also, I don't know if you remember, we talked about like 2-3 weeks ago, I think. I pulled code violations. I also got prop stream, and it was a vacant property. ARVs around, I think 230 to 300, and she's wanting 78,000. Like, that's her asking price. So,
okay.
And it's in decent condition. She has 4 renters in it right now, and I'm like, whoa, this could be the one. I just need to lock it up.
So, do you lock it up?
Probably gonna lock it up tomorrow, actually, because she said she wants her daughter to be there since she's on the deed on it.
Lock it up.
Yeah, definitely, I am.
Yeah. What's the question, man? You gotta lock these things up, bro.
No, but yeah, it was just the main question was just kind of that thing with the local market guy.
I'd probably say no to that, but hey, that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, after having some thought into it, I definitely
bet on yourself or bet on him. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you, Zach.
All right. Have a good one, Isaiah.
Thank you too.
Nick. Warren.
What's up?
What's up? How are you?
Doing good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even think you were gonna bring me on here.
Well, if you hop on the link, I'm gonna talk to you. Of course.
What's up? So I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really have anything I wanted to ask you. I just really wanted to talk to you. Just
okay,
like
what's up?
My market's going good. I feel like I'm really doing good at wholesaling. I just want to take it to the next level, to be honest.
Okay.
Like,
So,
I've been going after
currently?
land. What'd you say?
Say that again?
As I've been wholesaling land lately, and I feel like that's just like an easier market to go after.
It's a good market, but remember, you're gonna do less deals. So yeah, they're easier, but I add them on top of what I'm doing.
Okay. So you think it's better for me to just do land and do single families as well?
I mean, are you doing it just in a local market?
No, I'm doing land all over Florida, and I currently have 3 under contract that I'm about to assign.
You do it.
Okay.
How many assignments have you done the past 2 months with land?
2 months. This will be my first ones, but houses I did 2 last month.
Well, get proof of concept on it, and then prove me wrong, right? Try it.
Yes, sir.
That's the only data I can have to make a decision for yourself.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, keep it up. Let me know if you need help.
All right.
Boom. All right. OPM.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
All right. You got an echo, dude. I just muted you real quick. Make sure you turn off the YouTube and then unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, bro. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. There you
Okay.
go. Sounds perfect. What's up?
Dang, Zach. Hey, yeah, appreciate you and Rick for everything you guys do, man. Yeah, man, you guys are goats. Big goats.
Appreciate it, man.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
What's up? How can I help you out?
Okay, so All right, so I have prop stream. I'm just looking to actually, yeah, I just want to know what I guess what list should I go for? I know you guys have posted like endless like lives and videos on like what I guess niches to go after, but like I don't know. Since I'm here now, I'm asking right now.
What market are you in?
You actually, believe it or not, you kind of okay. All right, so it's no Richmond, Hampton Roads. Yeah.
Okay, do you live there?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna give you something unfortunate news. You're not the first wholesaler from there. Okay. So
Okay.
right?
Really?
What?
Okay. No. I said really. I'm not the first one.
There's like 15 guys making 6 figures, 7 figures. It's a great market. Bro, it's a huge market, dude.
Facts. Okay, yeah. True
Like,
that.
you gotta remember this. They got Virginia Commonwealth, right? VCU,
Yeah.
a big college town, right? You got a lot of people.
Mhm.
Is that no? Don't do that on the. I'm gonna demonetize on the YouTube channel on this. All right.
Oh, my bad.
All right? No,
My bad.
it's good. I just don't do
Yeah,
that on the channel.
got your bad habit.
All
Yeah.
right. So it's a big population. It's growing. It's cheap,
Okay.
dude. Like, you know how expensive it is up in Arlington, Virginia, right? Like, it's
Word.
pretty cheap. It's a good market, dude. So what have you been doing lately for your marketing?
So for I've been just doing like mainly like cold calling. I'm trying to get into like door knocking, but I mean, yeah, until I can, I just been doing cold calling and SMS, but more so cold calling, I say.
Okay, what
Yeah.
list?
Tired landlords.
That's actually a really good list.
Yeah, okay.
Should have a decent amount on there. What's the properties owned you put on proption for that?
Okay, properties owned. I did like max. I want to say max 3. I remember you saying like 4 is like is no.
That's pretty good. All right. So I like what you're doing there. It's making sure you're utilizing that list the best way. Okay. I mean, are you okay with the volume? Do you want to do more volume, less volume? Like, what's?
Yeah. I think I want to do more volume. So yeah.
Door knocking with reverse drawing for dollars.
You would say probably.
Switch the door knocking with the reverse drawing for dollars.
Reverse drawing for dollars. Okay, and so like, is there I guess like a certain list that you hit, like given that if you're in that area and stuff, kind of like you say you have
I like the foreclosures. I like the code violations.
Okay.
Any type of tax delinquency on top of that.
Got you. You would hammer those like more so.
Up actually.
I appreciate it.
Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah. Word. Okay.
Richmond County is your county?
Okay. So Virginia Beach. Yeah.
Wait, are you in? You're in Virginia Beach?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You said you're in Richmond.
No. I mean, like, I remember how, like, in the last, one of the last lives you did, you kind of like grouped them together, Richmond and the Hampton Roads area. No, but
Bro, it ain't a brisk drive over there, okay?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, man. All right.
Yeah, yes, sir. You're right. You're right.
Virginia Beach, Norfolk, or Newport News?
Virginia Beach.
All right. This is a different combo. All right. Virginia Beach County.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, you're killing me here. All right, so what is the county called?
Virginia Beach.
All right, Virginia Beach.
Yes, sir.
When is the taxes due? All right. So unfortunately for you, taxes are due in May and June. Okay, so your tax delinquency list is probably going to pop up June 5th. Yeah. Okay. So your tax delinquency list is not going to pop up till June. But that's no big deal. Still pull it if you can, because they do multiple payments in Virginia for some reason. It's kind of weird, but add those lists and then reverse drive for dollars then.
Okay, reverse drive for dollars.
Probates also if you can.
Oh, okay. Would you? Okay. All right, got you. All right. So how many can you like expect to hit as far as like your cold calling? Like how many people can I expect to have dialed like within an hour? I'm trying to set some like I guess realistic goals for myself.
Are you using a single line dialer or multiple?
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually using Mojo, but I'm gonna be going back to
Single line?
Google. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Like
40 or 50, hopefully, if someone answers.
okay. All right. It's 40, 50.
I would
Okay.
reverse drive for dollars instead, though, if that's going to be your issue.
Got you,
I just think your results are going to be better.
Got it. Okay. And damn, I'm trying to think about what questions I have. Yeah, and I think that's it for the most part. Yeah, Zach,
What's
hey,
the cat's
appreciate
name?
it. Yeah, you're the GOAT, man. You're the
What's the
GOAT.
cat's name?
Oh, Shadow. Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Tell Shadow I said. Pss, 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 pss.
Hey, hey, appreciate you.
Yo,
Appreciate you,
you get
Zach.
the cats when you move your fingers on the bed sometimes, you'll get the bug eyes. They love it.
Facts. Hey, appreciate that, man.
All right, man. Have a good one, dude. Keep it up.
You too, man. Bro. Appreciate it.
Oh, have a good one, man. Yeah, my sister's got a cat. I love cats. I don't have a cat, but cats are cool. Hello.
Hi.
There we go. What's up? How are you?
Hi, Zach. How are you?
I'm blessed.
Good, good. Thank you so much for taking my question.
Of
I got
course.
a couple questions. First thing is, I just found out I'm in Chicago, and I just found out that I'm banned from doing local wholesaling.
You're not.
Oh, really? Because they told me that I'm not a real estate agent, that I cannot wholesale.
You can do one deal.
A year?
One deal a year.
Okay.
Not banned, but I don't like the wording of people saying you're outright banned. You can do one deal a year, really looking at the law. Now, I'm not going to get in a full thing, but no one's ever been in trouble for wholesaling more than one deal. And I know people actually do, but let's not do that. You can do at least one deal a year, right? There was ways around that, right? But yeah. So unfortunately, that's the truth.
Okay. And then the other question is, like, for my postcards and my door hangers, I have it totally simple. It says we pay cash fast for your home. Is that too basic?
Nope.
No, that's fine.
That's simple.
Okay. And then when I was listening to, I think you were speaking to Amanda. I'm not quite sure what her name was, but you were saying that she needs to do the reverse.
Yeah, reverse driving for dollars.
And so that's not putting a door hanger. That's actually knocking on the door or leaving a sticky and saying, "Hey, give me a call at this number."
Yeah. So you think of if someone put a door hanger in your house or a sticky note in your house, and that sticky note said, "Hey, this is Nicole. I had a quick question about your house. Please give me a call back." You're probably more likely to answer the sticky note. It's personal, right? Like, who could this be? You know the door hanger. It's going to be some company trying to sell me something, right? Like, you already know the game. Because a neighbor, a friend, like a newspaper person, what's going on? You're going to call that person most likely.
Okay.
So statistically, you're going to get more responses from the sticky note. And the more people talk to, the more chance you're going to get a deal, right? So.
Right. I was also going to, I don't know if you heard of Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, I like Gary, Indiana.
Okay, so they're kind of close to Chicago, so I was gonna go in that area tomorrow, but I'm having a hard time finding a title company that deals with wholesaling for title companies. Do you have like an idea of like maybe where I can go to try to find a title company that deals with wholesaling in Gary, Indiana?
How far of a drive is that from you?
It's like 30 minutes.
All right, let's do this. How about we find one together? Sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So let's try fastest possible time to find a title company for Gary, Indiana. All right. Gary. Because I'm a part of basically every type of real estate group in the entire country.
Oh, nice.
We're going to try to find this. All right. Killing me here. All right. Hold on. Gary, Indiana. Let's see. Gary, Indiana, real estate investing.
Yeah, see, I called this e-title and escrow, and she told me that they don't do wholesaling.
Okay, well, let's just find another one.
Okay.
Okay, so the Northwest Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
All right, actually. All right. So what I'm gonna show you is I am at the Invest Northwest Indiana Real Estate Group, which is basically Gary, Indiana, right?
Yes.
So I just searched it, and these are really old posts. So we're gonna do recent ones, but I'm just looking through these really quick. So Mims Buys Houses in 2020 said, "Can anyone refer me to a wholesale-friendly title company?" I'm looking here. So someone says Greater Indiana Title Company.
Okay.
It looks like you talked to Indiana Title Network, right?
Yeah.
So here's another one. Crown Point in Jolene.
Oh, okay.
It says Indiana Title Network. Mike is part of this group. So maybe you tried calling again, but that's weird.
And then I found in this business a lot of people that said that they want to help you. They really don't. They be so mean.
You're probably talking to the wrong person, but that's okay. Let's look here. Let's just search wholesaling on top of this too. All right, and then we're going to click by most recent. No. Let's see here. Can someone reference? I have an attorney title company in Northwest. Everyone keeps Indiana Title Network Company.
Okay.
So one thing I want to do here is, do you see how everyone keeps popping that title company up?
Yeah.
Guess what you're going to do?
Call them.
No. You see Junior right here?
Yeah.
I'm going to DM Junior and say, hey, I'm actually trying to reach out to, I saw you recommended them in the Invest Northwest whatever title group, real estate group. And I tried calling them. And they said they didn't do wholesaling. Who's the person that you deal with?
Okay. Got it.
They might say no to you, but guess what? If you keep contacting people, so I'm going to keep going here. Who's everyone's favorite? That's commercial. Let's see here. Yeah, there's not a lot on here. There's a bunch of groups, but I'm just going after one group.
Okay.
And so Jennifer right here recommended it. So I'm going to click here, and I'm just going to hit up Jennifer like, hey, Jennifer, I saw you recently. Said blank title was great for wholesaling. I was wondering what closing agent you used. I'm a new wholesaler. Thanks. Something stupid. You know what I mean? But like,
yeah.
You just message those people. Someone's going to be nice enough to help you out.
Okay.
And then, boom, you go find the title company.
Okay.
That's how you do it.
Perfect.
Awesome. Let me know if you need help with anything else.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Keep it up.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Boom. Guys, that's how you get it going. That's how you find title companies. Like, everyone knows, what's the secret for the perfect title company? You just ask, right? You just go out here and ask people. And eventually, you talk to 10 or 15 people, someone's going to hop on and actually tell you it. So, guys, overall, this is it. Those are the 7 things I wish I knew as a beginner and exactly how you can get them. Guys, if you got any value from this video, do me a big favor. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe. Go down here to freewholesaling.com, and I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you Tuesday for some cold calling. Appreciate it, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and see you soon. Bye, guys. Boom.